From gripping verdicts to passionate testimonies, courtrooms often become the stage for some of society's most memorable dramas. As the lens of technology grows more pervasive, these moments are more frequently captured on camera and instantly shared with the world. These documented instances not only amplify the reach of the legal system, but also give us a deep dive into the personal, emotional, and often shocking aspects of trials. They serve to shape public opinion and alter our understanding of justice. In this video, we will explore 15 such unforgettable courtroom moments that occurred in recent years. Number 1. The emotional verdict in the Bill Cosby case, 2018. Bill Cosby, once known as America's Dad, was at the heart of one of the most high-profile trials of the 21st century. In April 2018, after months of riveting testimonies and legal exchanges, a verdict was reached that marked a turning point in the conversation surrounding sexual assault and power in Hollywood. In a tense Philadelphia courtroom, Cosby faced 3 charges of aggravated indecent assault against Andrea Constand, a former employee of his alma mater, Temple University. After 14 hours of deliberation, the jury delivered its verdict, guilty on all counts. The moment was captured on camera and is widely available on the internet. The atmosphere in the room was thick with anticipation as the jury's decision was announced. Gasps echoed through the courtroom as Cosby's guilty verdict was read aloud. The camera panned to show the faces of Cosby's accusers, some of whom had tears streaming down their faces. Others looked relieved, their years-long fight for justice finally coming to fruition. Cosby himself maintained an almost stoic demeanor, appearing to be in disbelief. His lawyers vowed to appeal, yet the conviction signaled a significant victory for the #MeToo movement, which had gained global traction around the same time. Footage from the courtroom showed Andrea Constand, the primary accuser in the case, with an expression of quiet satisfaction. She had waited more than a decade for this moment of justice. Her courage in coming forward to speak her truth sparked a ripple effect that led to dozens of other women stepping forward with their stories about Cosby. Also notable in the coverage is a moment outside the courthouse immediately after the verdict. Attorney Gloria Allred, who represented many of Cosby's accusers, stood on the courthouse steps surrounded by several of the women. She declared, "Justice has been done," to the sound of cheers from the assembled crowd. The ripple effect of the Cosby verdict was seen in courtrooms across the country, as it served to embolden other survivors of sexual assault to come forward with their stories. It was also a pivotal moment in the entertainment industry, further propelling the conversation around sexual assault and power dynamics in Hollywood. Although this was not the end of Cosby's legal saga, his sentence was overturned on appeal in 2021, this verdict marked a significant moment in legal history. It was a message to the world that no matter how powerful or beloved a figure may be, they are not above the law. As the world watched the courtroom footage of the Cosby verdict, it became a symbol of a shift in societal attitudes towards sexual assault allegations. The impact of this moment continues to reverberate through our culture and legal system, reminding us of the profound power of the courtroom. Number 2, O.J. Simpson's parole hearing, 2017. In July 2017, O.J. Simpson, former football superstar and actor, found himself back in the public eye. His parole hearing, broadcast live across the nation, turned into another captivating moment in his saga. The hearing was related to a 2008 conviction for armed robbery and kidnapping, distinct from the infamous 1994 trial where Simpson was acquitted in the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. The courtroom scene was tense, as Simpson, then 70, appeared via video link from Lovelock Correctional Center in Nevada. The tension was amplified by the fact that it was Simpson's first significant public appearance in years. His pleas for mercy, his remorse over the robbery, and his narrative of being a model prisoner provided a stark contrast to the public persona he had once held. Perhaps the most striking moment from the hearing was when Simpson claimed, "I've basically spent a conflict-free life." The statement, considering his past legal troubles, quickly became a subject of scrutiny and disbelief on social media and news platforms. After deliberation, the 4-member parole board voted unanimously to grant Simpson his freedom, making for another dramatic moment in the long history of Simpson's public legal battles. The courtroom footage was extensively analyzed and discussed as the world observed another chapter unfold in the life of one of America's most infamous figures. Number 3. Larry Nassar's Victim Impact Statements, 2018. Larry Nassar, former USA Gymnastics national team doctor and convicted sex offender, was at the center of a heart-wrenching court case that gained global attention in 2018. During his sentencing hearing, over 150 women came forward to provide their victim impact statements, a hauntingly powerful procession that lasted for 7 days. The footage from this trial is a testament to the courage of these survivors and their determination to hold Nassar accountable. Each testimony, filled with raw emotion and strength, exposed the magnitude of Nassar's crimes and the pain he had inflicted. A standout moment came from Olympic gold medalist Ali Raisman. In a defiant and powerful testimony, she said, "You do not control me. You never will." Raisman's courage and the resonance of her words created a defining moment in the courtroom, serving as an inspiration to other victims of sexual abuse. The footage from this trial, available on the internet, also includes the moment Judge Rosemarie Aquilina sentenced Nassar to 40 to 175 years in prison, stating, "I just signed your death warrant." It was an apt climax to the emotionally charged court proceedings. The testimonies from this trial and the sentence imposed sent shockwaves through the world of sport, instigating crucial conversations about the safety and rights of athletes. The courage of these women, immortalized in the courtroom footage, continues to serve as a symbol of strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Number 4. Derek Chauvin's trial verdict, 2021. In 2021, the world watched the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, charged with the murder of George Floyd. The verdict in this case became one of the most momentous courtroom moments of the year. It sparked worldwide conversations about police brutality, racial bias, and systemic racism. Chauvin was found guilty on all charges: second-degree unintentional murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. The moment the verdict was read, captured on video, reverberated across the globe. Viewers could see Chauvin, clad in a gray suit and wearing a mask due to COVID-19 restrictions, showing little emotion as he was led away in handcuffs. Outside the courtroom, throngs of people who had been following the proceedings anxiously erupted in cheers and relief. This emotional reaction is a testament to the gravity of the trial and the profound implications it held for racial justice and police reform in America. Importantly, the verdict was viewed as a significant step forward in holding law enforcement accountable for excessive force, particularly in cases involving black citizens. While the video doesn't negate the tragedy of George Floyd's death, it is a pivotal document in the ongoing struggle for racial justice in America. Number 5. Tekashi 6ix9ine's Unexpected Testimony, 2019. In September 2019, the trial of Daniel Hernandez, known by his stage name Tekashi 6ix9ine, captivated audiences. The rapper was on trial for his affiliation with the 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods gang, facing numerous charges including racketeering and firearms offenses. However, it was his unexpected testimony that became the unforgettable courtroom moment. In a surprise move, Tekashi 6ix9ine took to the stand to testify against his former associates in the gang, providing detailed accounts of their criminal activities. This decision was shocking due to the often unspoken rule of silence in the rap and gang communities. Tekashi's cooperation with the authorities was seen as a significant betrayal and was highly scrutinized in media and online platforms. Footage and transcripts of his testimony are widely available online, and they highlight the dramatic turn of events within the courtroom. Tekashi 6ix9ine's clear and detailed narration of gang activities, coupled with his willingness to name other high-profile rappers allegedly involved with the gang, created an intense atmosphere in the courtroom. His testimony not only had significant implications for his trial, but also impacted the wider music industry and gang culture, leading to intense debate and discussion. This courtroom moment, therefore, marks an unexpected twist in the intersection of music, law, and gang life. Number 6. Harvey Weinstein's Sentencing, 2020. The conviction and sentencing of former Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein was a defining moment in the #Me Too movement. After a lengthy and emotional trial, Weinstein was sentenced to 23 years in prison in March 2020 for criminal sexual act in the first degree and rape in the third degree. Weinstein's sentencing followed dramatic victim impact statements that were delivered in the courtroom. The women expressed their pain, trauma, and the immeasurable impact that Weinstein's actions had on their lives. Their courage in the face of their abuser left a profound impression on those who viewed the proceedings. When the sentence was read aloud by the judge, the courtroom footage captured the gravity of the moment. The sentence represented a significant victory for Weinstein's victims and survivors of sexual assault everywhere, signaling that even the most powerful individuals can be held accountable for their actions. The case against Weinstein, as documented in the courtroom footage, helped further catalyze the #Me Too movement, encouraging more individuals to share their stories of sexual assault and harassment. The footage from this trial stands as a symbol of justice served and a powerful reminder of the strength and resilience of survivors. Number 7. Amber Guyger's sentencing and victims' brothers' forgiveness, 2019. One of the most moving moments captured in a courtroom in recent years came during the trial of Amber Guyger, a former Dallas police officer who fatally shot her neighbor Botham Jean in his own apartment in 2018. In October 2019, Guyger was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 10 years in prison. However, it was the victim impact statement from Brant Jean, Botham Jean's younger brother, that truly gripped the nation. In an unexpected act of grace, Brant Jean forgave Guyger and asked the judge if he could hug her. The request was granted, and the footage of the emotional embrace between the two immediately went viral. Brant Jean's words, "I love you as a person, and I don't wish anything bad on you," marked a powerful moment of humanity, forgiveness, and empathy in an environment typically characterized by adversarial interactions. While the trial highlighted serious issues surrounding race, policing, and justice in America, this particular moment in the courtroom showed a rare display of compassion amidst a tragic event. The image of their embrace, captured in courtroom footage, will undoubtedly be remembered as one of the most extraordinary moments in courtroom history. Number 8. Paul Manafort's sentencing, 2019. In 2019, the political world watched as former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort was sentenced for tax and bank fraud and failing to disclose foreign bank accounts. The case was a result of investigations led by special counsel Robert Mueller into Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. In a packed courtroom, Manafort, once a high-flying political consultant, appeared in a wheelchair due to health complications. His physical appearance, a stark contrast to his former flamboyant lifestyle, made for a poignant image. In a surprising move, Manafort expressed remorse for his actions, breaking from his previous defiance. "I am sorry for what I have done and for all the activities that have gotten us here today," he said, captured in transcripts and audio recordings available online. However, Judge Amy Berman Jackson, in delivering Manafort's sentence, stated, "Saying I'm sorry I got caught is not an inspiring plea for leniency." Manafort received a combined sentence of 7.5 years from 2 separate trials, adding to the drama and high stakes of the Mueller investigation. Number 9. Michael Cohen's testimony before Congress, 2019. In February 2019, Michael Cohen, former personal attorney to President Donald Trump, gave a blockbuster testimony before Congress that was broadcast live and recorded for posterity. Cohen, once Trump's fixer, was there to provide evidence of alleged wrongdoing by the president. In a packed room, Cohen, who had already pleaded guilty to lying to Congress in a previous testimony, spoke candidly about his actions and his decade-long association with Trump. The testimonies included explosive accusations regarding campaign finance violations, tax fraud, and potential instances of obstruction of justice. One of the standout moments was when Cohen stated, "I am ashamed that I chose to take part in concealing Mr. Trump's illicit acts rather than listening to my own conscience." This expression of remorse, coupled with the revelations, made the hearing an unforgettable courtroom moment. The wide-ranging testimony, which painted a damaging picture of the sitting president, marked a dramatic public break between Trump and one of his closest confidants. This high-profile testimony, available for viewing online, is considered one of the most critical moments in recent political and legal history. Number 10. The emotional testimony of Christine Blasey Ford, 2018. In 2018, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, a professor of psychology, made headlines when she bravely testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee, alleging that Brett Kavanaugh, then a Supreme Court nominee, had sexually assaulted her when they were teenagers. Kavanaugh vehemently denied the accusations. Ford's emotional testimony was broadcast live, with millions watching worldwide. Her quiet, controlled demeanor and detailed account of the alleged assault created a poignant contrast to the heated, often partisan questioning from senators. Ford's fear of flying, the laughter she remembered, and her plea for caffeine during the hearings humanized the proceedings and made the situation relatable to many viewers. The proceedings were a flashpoint in conversations about gender, power, and the believability of women who report sexual assault. Despite Ford's powerful testimony, Kavanaugh was confirmed as a Supreme Court justice, sparking a contentious debate on the nature of justice in the United States. Number 11. The testimony of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the Capitol riot hearings, 2021. On January 6, 2021, a mob of Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol, leading to violence, destruction, and several deaths. In the aftermath, hearings were held to investigate the events of that day. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's testimony stood out due to her vivid and emotional recounting of the day's events. During her testimony, which was broadcast live and is available for viewing online, Ocasio-Cortez recounted fearing for her life as rioters breached the Capitol building. Her description of hiding in the bathroom of her office, hearing the rioters just outside, provided a human perspective to the political crisis. The terror and anxiety she expressed were palpable, making her testimony a memorable moment in the courtroom. Her experience highlighted the physical danger that lawmakers faced on that day and contributed to the ongoing conversation about political divisiveness, violence, and the preservation of democracy in America. The recorded footage of her testimony serves as a chilling reminder of the events of that day. Number 12. El Chapo's conviction, 2019. In February 2019, the world watched as Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the infamous Mexican drug lord and former leader of the Sinaloa cartel, was convicted on multiple charges after a high-profile trial in the United States. El Chapo's conviction marked a significant milestone in the global fight against drug trafficking and served as a stark reminder of the immense power wielded by criminal organizations. The trial, which lasted for several months, captivated the public's attention with its sensational testimonies and revelations about El Chapo's vast criminal empire. Witnesses, including former associates and law enforcement agents, provided chilling accounts of corruption, violence, and the extensive reach of the Sinaloa cartel. The courtroom proceedings showcased the inner workings of a criminal enterprise that operated with near impunity for decades. One of the most memorable moments of the trial occurred when the jury delivered its verdict. El Chapo, who faced charges including drug trafficking, money laundering, and firearms offenses, was found guilty on all counts. The courtroom was filled with tension as the judgment was read aloud, with the weight of the conviction reverberating throughout the room. El Chapo's conviction was a significant victory for law enforcement and a testament to the collaborative efforts of multiple agencies in bringing down one of the world's most notorious drug kingpins. The courtroom footage captured the culmination of years of investigations, operations, and international cooperation to dismantle the Sinaloa cartel and bring its leader to justice. Following the conviction, El Chapo was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, bringing an end to his reign of terror. The courtroom scenes of his sentencing, which included victims' impact statements, demonstrated the devastating consequences of his criminal activities and the lasting pain inflicted on countless lives. El Chapo's trial and subsequent conviction sent a powerful message to other drug traffickers and criminal organizations, emphasizing that no one is untouchable or beyond the reach of the law. The trial showcased the determination and perseverance of law enforcement agencies to dismantle criminal networks, disrupt the illicit drug trade, and safeguard communities. The impact of El Chapo's conviction extended beyond the courtroom. It sparked discussions about the effectiveness of drug enforcement policies, the complexities of the international drug trade, and the need for comprehensive strategies to tackle organized crime. The trial also drew attention to the socio-economic factors that contribute to the growth of drug cartels and the challenges faced by law enforcement agencies in combating them. Furthermore, the trial shed light on the broader issue of drug consumption and the demand that drives the illicit drug market. It underscored the need for comprehensive approaches that address both the supply and demand sides of the drug problem, including prevention, treatment, and education. The footage and documentation from El Chapo's trial will serve as a historic record of the legal battle against one of the most notorious figures in the criminal underworld. It will stand as a reminder of the tireless efforts of law enforcement officials and the resilience of justice systems in combating organized crime. El Chapo's conviction will remain a significant moment in the ongoing global fight against drug trafficking and a symbol of the determination to uphold the rule of law. Number 13. The Supreme Court confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh, 2018. The Supreme Court confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh in 2018 were a defining moment in American politics and the judicial landscape. Kavanaugh's nomination to the highest court in the land became a highly contentious and polarizing event, provoking intense debates on issues of sexual assault, partisan politics, and the credibility of Supreme Court justices. The hearings began with opening statements from senators on the Senate Judiciary Committee, setting the stage for the weeks of questioning and testimony that followed. The proceedings quickly became emotionally charged as allegations of sexual misconduct against Kavanaugh surfaced. One of the most significant moments of the hearings came when Dr. Christine Blasey Ford testified before the committee, accusing Kavanaugh of sexually assaulting her when they were in high school. Ford's compelling and emotional account of the alleged assault captivated the nation and set the stage for a heated debate over Kavanaugh's fitness for the Supreme Court. Kavanaugh, in his own testimony, vehemently denied the allegations, displaying anger and frustration as he defended his character and reputation. His emotional outbursts and forceful denials left a lasting impression on viewers and further polarized public opinion. The confirmation hearings quickly became a battleground for partisan politics, with senators from both sides of the aisle fiercely advocating for their positions. The stark divide in the committee reflected the deep divisions within the country as the hearings became a microcosm of the broader political landscape. The controversy surrounding Kavanaugh's confirmation also brought attention to issues of due process, presumption of innocence, and the treatment of survivors of sexual assault. It reignited debates on the importance of considering character, temperament, and credibility when evaluating judicial nominees. The pivotal moment of the hearings came when the Senate Judiciary Committee voted to advance Kavanaugh's nomination to the full Senate. The subsequent Senate vote, amidst public protests and intense lobbying efforts, ultimately confirmed Kavanaugh as a Supreme Court justice by a narrow margin. The confirmation of Kavanaugh sparked widespread reactions, with some celebrating his appointment as a victory for conservative values and others expressing deep disappointment and concern about the impact on women's rights and the integrity of the Supreme Court. The footage and transcripts from the hearings serve as a testament to the intense emotions, partisan divisions, and the gravity of the decisions made during the confirmation process. The confirmation hearings underscored the significant role of the Supreme Court and the immense power wielded by justices in shaping the nation's laws and values. The Kavanaugh hearings also had a lasting impact on subsequent political events, influencing public opinion and shaping the discourse surrounding issues of sexual misconduct and gender dynamics. The hearings highlighted the urgency of addressing systemic issues related to gender equality, respect, and accountability in positions of power. In the aftermath of Kavanaugh's confirmation, the conversation continued, with discussions focusing on the need for transparency, fairness, and nonpartisanship in the judicial nomination process. The hearings serve as a reminder of the importance of upholding the integrity and independence of the judiciary, while ensuring public trust and confidence in the Supreme Court and the broader legal system. The Supreme Court confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh were a pivotal moment in American politics and the judiciary. The controversy and emotions surrounding the hearings elevated questions about the intersection of power, partisanship, and allegations of sexual assault, leaving a lasting impact on the country's political and legal landscape. Number 14. Kyle Rittenhouse's trial, 2022. The highly anticipated trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, a teenager accused of killing 2 people and injuring another during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin, in August 2020, captivated the nation in 2022. The case became a focal point for discussions surrounding self-defense, gun rights, and racial tensions in America. Rittenhouse's trial, with its dramatic courtroom moments and controversial outcome, left an indelible mark on the legal landscape. The trial began with opening statements that set the stage for the contentious legal battle. Prosecutors argued that Rittenhouse had traveled from his home in Illinois with the intent to confront and harm protesters, while the defense contended that Rittenhouse acted in self-defense when he was attacked. One of the most significant moments of the trial came when Rittenhouse took the stand to testify in his defense. The courtroom was filled with anticipation as Rittenhouse, visibly emotional, described the events of that fateful night. He claimed that he had acted in self-defense after being chased, attacked, and fearing for his life. Rittenhouse broke down in tears multiple times, adding a dramatic and human element to the proceedings. The defense introduced video evidence that appeared to support Rittenhouse's claim of self-defense, showing encounters with individuals who pursued and attacked him. The courtroom watched as the footage was dissected and analyzed, with each side arguing for its interpretation. These tense moments in the courtroom brought into focus the intricacies of self-defense laws and the complexities of interpreting video evidence. During the trial, witnesses were called to testify, offering different perspectives on the events of that night. Eyewitnesses provided conflicting accounts, and their testimonies became a battleground for the prosecution and defense to argue their cases. The courtroom became a space where competing narratives clashed, leaving the jury to determine the truth. Finally, the trial reached its climax when the jury delivered its verdict. Rittenhouse, who faced charges including homicide and reckless endangerment, was acquitted on all counts. The courtroom erupted in a mix of emotions, with some showing jubilation and others expressing outrage. The verdict became a lightning rod for discussions on race, gun laws, and the right to self-defense, further dividing public opinion. The footage from the trial, widely available online, encapsulates the tense atmosphere and polarizing nature of the case. It serves as a reminder of the profound impact that high-profile trials can have on society and highlights the challenges faced by the justice system in addressing complex legal and societal issues. Rittenhouse's trial sparked nationwide conversations about vigilantism, the responsibilities of gun owners, and the role of protests in advocating for social change. It reignited debates about race and justice, exposing the deep divisions in American society. While the trial may have concluded, its consequences continue to resonate. The case will be remembered as a key moment in the ongoing dialogue surrounding self-defense laws, the limits of citizen action, and the complexities of the American legal system. The footage and discussions stemming from Rittenhouse's trial will undoubtedly shape future debates and legal decisions on similar cases, leaving a lasting impact on the legal landscape. Number 15. Britney Spears' conservatorship testimony, 2021. In June 2021, the legal battle over Britney Spears' conservatorship took a dramatic turn when the pop icon addressed the court in a highly anticipated and emotional testimony. For the first time, Spears publicly spoke out against the conservatorship that had controlled her personal and financial affairs for over a decade, capturing the attention of the world and igniting a global movement known as #FreeBritney. In her testimony, Spears detailed the alleged abuses and restrictions she endured under the conservatorship, controlled primarily by her father, Jamie Spears. She described the conservatorship as oppressive, abusive, and likened it to being in a sex trafficking situation. Spears spoke candidly about being forced to perform, being denied basic rights, and being subjected to invasive measures such as forced psychiatric evaluations and the use of birth control against her will. The impact of Spears' testimony was immediate and far-reaching. It fueled public outrage and raised serious questions about the rights and autonomy of individuals placed under conservatorships. The hashtag #FreeBritney trended on social media platforms, and supporters rallied around Spears, demanding an end to her conservatorship and advocating for changes in the legal system. The courtroom footage of Spears' testimony captured the raw emotion and vulnerability of the pop star as she pleaded for her freedom. Her words resonated deeply with millions around the world who had followed her career and the legal battles surrounding her life. It became a pivotal moment in the ongoing struggle for reform within the conservatorship system. Following Spears' testimony, there were significant developments in her case. Her words amplified public pressure, leading to increased scrutiny of the conservatorship and prompting various legal actions. A court-appointed attorney resigned, and petitions were filed to remove Jamie Spears from his role as conservator. In November 2021, after a long legal battle, Jamie Spears voluntarily stepped down from his position as conservator of his daughter's estate. The conservatorship testimony also reignited discussions about the treatment of individuals with mental health conditions and the need for more transparent and accountable guardianship systems. Spears' case shed light on the potential for abuse and exploitation within the conservatorship framework and prompted a broader examination of the rights of those placed under such arrangements. The impact of Spears' testimony extended beyond the courtroom. It prompted legislative proposals in several states to improve conservatorship laws and provide stronger protections for individuals under guardianship. It also raised public awareness about the broader issue of guardianship abuse and the need for reforms to safeguard the rights and well-being of vulnerable individuals. The footage and transcripts of Spears' testimony will stand as a powerful testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the fight for personal autonomy. It serves as a reminder that even those who seemingly have it all can face immense challenges and the importance of advocating for the rights and dignity of individuals under legal guardianship. Britney Spears' conservatorship testimony was a turning point in her long-standing legal battle, shedding light on the control and mistreatment she claimed to have endured. Her courage in speaking out sparked a global movement and has left an indelible mark on conversations surrounding mental health, disability rights, and guardianship reform. The courtroom moment stands as a symbol of empowerment and a catalyst for change in the realm of conservatorship law.